Hello guys, this is gonna be my 2:30:25 world record commentary of this run, where I'm just gonna be talking about the basics of the run, how I approached it, the strategies that I used, and so on. I'm mainly gonna explain how the game works as a speedrun, and what strategies we use, what manips, as I explained. I'm gonna go through the basics as I said as well, but it's not gonna be very specific. Like, I'm not gonna explain what that thing on the left, that 0.00 is. My timer. I'm not gonna explain what that's used for and such. You also see my chat right there. If they have any questions, they can just answer. I can just answer them, of course. May help for the commentary as well. Yeah, not much to say. Let's just get into it. So I got this run about 2 weeks ago, and I only posted now because that's when I have a good microphone to do it. At least I consider this a good microphone. Better than the one I use, at least. Mainly so that the video quality is good, the audio quality is good. Yeah, everything will be fine, right? I normally have splits where my chat will go, but I'm not gonna have them for layout purposes, I guess. Anyway, going through the basics, I name myself one character name so that my name is as short as possible and it takes as little frames as possible to show on text boxes. I could name myself B, C, D, but notice how that's slower than just naming yourself A, because A is just right there, you don't have to do anything. Yeah, what we're gonna do before we start the run. I mean, the run already started technically, but it's not really a run until you get the mudkip. Why? Because it's a frame perfect trick, and those are hard. Not much explaining is needed there. But yeah, good old stuff. Set up your clock. Doesn't matter what time you put on, so as fast as possible is best for the speedrun. What's up, Sarder? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, the mudkip we're gonna be using is pretty good one. All you care about, really. Well, it's not all you care about, but the most important stat is attack for this speedrun, and then special attack comes after. It's got 23 attack IVs with a plus nature, Nolly. Nolly is plus attack and minus special defense. Very good special attack and very good speed as well, and very good defenses, which are actually relevant. As I'm going to explain throughout the run. We'll definitely get to see them, because I was going to say we hopefully get to see them, we hopefully get to that point, but this is a pre-recorded run, so spoiler alert, this run might actually finish. So yeah, we're going to get to the mudkip part right now. There you go. Before we save Birch from this first again, what we're going to do is save the game and soft reset, so that we can restart, quote unquote, the RNG seed to 0 and the RNG clock, quote unquote, again to 0, so we can actually track it. Yeah, I wait a little bit there to manipulate. Okay, so basically what I'm gonna do is not check my stats, but tell which mudkip I got by the tackle, the tackle rolls that I get. So I tackle here and I see that's pretty good damage. This could still be one frame early though. So I tackle again. I see that it's gonna die, so this is guaranteed the nully, which is nice. I wait a little bit there as well to manipulate my way up to Rival 1, which is in Route 102. Or it could be 103 actually. So that I don't get encounters, which is obviously faster. We just yellow the grass, and the less encounters the better, but you can actually manipulate those. Some sort of extended manip, you could say. Yeah, wait a little bit here as well, just to, see if I can get it or not. I see that the scientist goes up, and this NPC movement I recognize, so I know I got the manip. And judging from what I got, I can actually change my movement all the way to up there. As you can see, this is not optimal if you don't want encounters. What you want to do is, if you're not manipulating, actually just take as less steps as possible in the grass, but that will give me encounters. I know that for a fact. This is manipulated. So as you can see, I'm taking a bunch of extra steps in the grass there. It doesn't actually matter. I am guaranteed to not get encounters. Yeah, and the manip ends there. You can still track it for longer. Really, you can just track it forever, but that's not human possible. But it is human possible to keep it going for about maybe 4 more minutes. We don't do this yet. Do mark my words though that it will happen at some point. So yeah, standard fight here. Just tackle. Hope you win. Turns out I win. Very nice. You can see your stats here. This is basically guaranteed, the Mudkip though. Mainly, it will not be guaranteed back then though. Well, way back in the day when, not way back in the day, like 5 months ago. So if you noticed before, I did say I wait a little bit for the Zigzagoon to be female. That's not very well explained. If you are 1 frame late, there is no way you can tell if you got the right Mudkip or not by just your tackle frames. But there is a way to tell by the gender of the Zigzagoon that you're facing. If you wait long enough, you have a very big cluster, or big enough cluster of Ziggies that will be female if you are 1 frame late. So since I saw that the Zigzagoon was male, that means that I basically got the Mudkip because it actually died. Simply put, it's a bit more intricate than that, but not really that much. So yeah, no minute for this part, of course. We're just gonna hope we don't get many encounters, if any. Foreshadowing much? No, probably not. I can remember if I got encounters or not. Honestly, I don't even have notes for this. It's not very professional, but I think I know my run well enough. Yeah. Not much to say here. You got the running shoes, so instead of walking, you run because that's faster. I should have my Chad here. There you go. Okay, nice. Yeah, and now you start running. Pretty cool. Yeah. 1 encounter there, unfortunately. What can you do? Again, this is not manipulated, so this is to be expected. 10 HP is fine for the next fight. Notice how we didn't get the PC potion either. That's not necessary with this Mudkip. It's got good HP with 21 IVs and good defenses. So you will take 4 from Rival's Trico if he leers once. And you have 21 HP, which is actually relevant. You basically cannot die to Rival 1 unless you get Mega Trolled. So the potion you wouldn't grab for only that fight. Or this one for that matter. So you can see Puchiana, well, it's got 2 moves. It's got Howl and then Tackle. So, you could die, but probably not. So you probably didn't see it there because I was actually pretty fast. What I did though was bonk, which means run into something. That we call it bonk because that's the sound that it makes. A little bonk. We do that though. We crash into. That's a good point. I'll fix that in a second. We crash or we run into, not really crash. We run into objects, solid objects. So that we cancel the turn frame that we will get, which saves up to 7 frames because a turn frame is 8 frames rather. Turn frame is 8 frames. But by bonking, you save up to 7. You cannot save all 8 because that makes no sense. You need at least 1 frame to bonk. So bonks can be as fast as 1 frame in this game, whereas in other games it's not as fast. Also, it's not as fast on the bike in this very game. But yeah, okay, I should change that. Game Pokemon Emerald. Yeah, should work. Yeah, anyway, this page is actually pretty alright right now. 2 encounters, that's very average with the Manep. The average is like 2.7. So above average, I guess, or below average, depending on how you look at it. Luck-wise, it was above average. I cannot complain. Yeah. Maybe one day we'll kill these rolls as well. The odds to kill these rolls are about over 1 in a million. So, not happening anytime soon. You will have to manipulate. I don't think that's ever gonna happen, though. It's really fast. You can actually, yeah, I should probably say that you can kill these rolls before going into that statement. But, yeah, the odds are ridiculous. The stats have to be really specific, and you have to get high rolls. High rolls are not very likely in this game. Well, at this level. Again, the highest possible roll is 1 in 16, so it's 6.25%. Not very likely. Yeah, I mean, you just go through this cutscene, you basically cannot do anything. You just wait for the rolls to die. Not, well, I mean, you hope it will die, but it doesn't actually die. What you do is wait for Wally to catch the rolls, and then you just keep going. As you can see, I'm gonna do the run into thing, well, the bunk into object thing there as well. I'm gonna do it as many times as I can, as fast as possible. Sometimes I will miss it, and sometimes maybe it takes too long because I make sure I bonk, right? But yeah, not many run killers up to this next fight that we have in a second. We go through the beach here instead of through the grass, despite taking less steps, because obviously you can get encounters. It's faster on average to just go through the beach, and you won't use a repel for that. It's actually slower on average. It's basically how you move in Pokemon speedrunning. What you do is just consider what's faster on average and such. And what you saw right there is some sort of, you could say, manip as well. It's not really a manip, though, how we know it. We do call it run to walk, however. Basically, a spinner in this game will normally spin at every 32 frames. And once that's the case, well, it can either spin towards the direction it's already facing, which of course will result in no spin, or change its direction depending on how it's programmed. Some of them can only look at 2 directions, some of them can look at 3, even, I mean, 4 tops, really. But running close to them and then walking, you manipulate their clock to restart, so that they take at least 32 frames to spin again. And the walking step is 16 frames, so you have a guaranteed pass right there. You can also open the bag, open the Pokemon menu, exit the overworld, really, in order to freeze them. Yeah, many misses in this fight. What can you do? Going back to the, run to walk thing, though, we're gonna do this shenanigan in a cooler way, actually, with the bike. We're not just gonna walk. We are going to actually run into bike, which means hopping down the bike and then getting back on in order to manipulate the spinner to look in the towards a specific direction, and then hopping back onto the bike. It's pretty impressive to look at, honestly. It's the coolest part about Gen 3. One of the coolest parts, at least. You cannot do this in Gen 4 because spinners spin every 16 frames, not 32 frames in Gen 4 and onwards. Well, in Gen 5, I think. I'm just gonna call Gen 4 because I'm not sure about the others. Yeah. But yeah, run to walk there again. So it's normally not worth it to do it in games such as Pearl or Diamond. Not run to walk. That's actually a rotator there. The difference between spinners and rotators is that rotators will spin clockwise every 64 frames. I think it's 64. Instead of, going random, you could say. But I do it that way anyway because it's just faster. Alright, Josh is definitely a run killer as well. That's my mouse. Whoops. This HP is fine for him. Tackle does 6, 5 to 7 to be specific. He's 7 and 8 to deal 6 with his tackles. He actually did 7 there, just to troll me. But yeah, he's 1 in 16 to deal 7. So it's pretty unlucky to see that. Well, what can you do? Nothing. Yeah, and he's likely to miss at least twice in this fight. That's a nice crit. Crits are specifically nice in this fight because you can't skip through the accuracy fall animation, which is really slow. We're talking about like close to 4 seconds. Pretty close to 4 seconds. So you really just want to skip through that. Unfortunately, it's just the fastest way to get level 10 and then get Water Gun, which obviously one-shot this Geodudes. So yeah, we're gonna fight these 3 optionals in this gym so that we can get enough EXP to get specific level thresholds that I'm gonna be pointing out throughout the run. I will normally heal this HP, but this space is actually bad now. Despite this run being actually pretty good, my early game was actually pretty bad, which is what I mentioned right at the start of the video. Yeah, you swap Water Gun to slot 1, it's faster. Kind of falls to that category of stuff that doesn't really need explanation. You can obviously see why it's faster. You don't have to go through slots to select Water Gun. Yeah. So yeah, Water Gun is very important for this gym, obviously. And since these fights are really, fast, despite them being optional trainers, skipping them will not be faster. In fact, you probably cannot complete the route if you skip them. I mean, you definitely cannot with ridiculous luck. And you don't go for that. You go for consistency. It's just a little bit of a balance between consistency and, speed. If you just go as Mudkip against Travel 2, you're just not gonna win. So we need this EXP in order to, again, achieve different level thresholds. So we fight 3 optionals in this gem. 2 of them are really fast. There's no risk on these fights. Also, the money that you get is also relevant to buy specific X items. I'm talking about X attacks, X speeds, X specials. And Roxanne is obviously mandatory, otherwise you won't get the badge and you cannot proceed in the game. This is glitchless, so that's how it works. Yeah, Geodudes are obviously a one-shot, but then Nosepass is a really big troll. Because, well, he's holding an Autumn Berry, or she's holding an Autumn Berry, and Roxanne has 2 potions, so it can really be really slow. She is 75%, talking about Nosepass still, she's 75% to use Rock Tomb turn 1, and then 80% to hit. This HP, I was actually a little bit scared of Rock Tomb, but I get put into 15, which is taking a risk, because this opens a whole new term of Gen 3 AI and such, but of course I'm gonna go through it. In Gen 3, as you can see, she went for Rock Tomb again. I didn't die, but she was only 1 in 4 to go for Rock Tomb, and then 1 in 4 to kill me. Why? Because the AI will first calculate whether it can kill with a move, and then they will go for that move. If they, it's just like an imaginary die, right? She thought she will kill with Rock Tomb. The roll is 13 to 16, and she's 1 in 4 to roll 15 or 16. So she tried to go for it. She tried there as well. She tried to go for it and didn't get it. The fact that she thinks she's gonna get it doesn't mean she actually will. So yeah, that's what happened there. First, the AI kills you with their mind, you could say, but you don't have to die physically. That sounds ridiculous, never mind. But yeah, you get the point. Yeah. I won there. Pretty unlucky to get to Rock Tomb. Rock Tomb is pretty slow. But I have Torrent for the next fight, which is gonna be against the other Aqua Puch, a much easier one than the one we saw before. Before that, however, keep your eyes open for what's coming. This has been explained a couple of times in marathons, but what we're gonna do right now is execute the Chain Manip. And you might be wondering, what's the Chain Manip, right? I mean, that sounds pretty cool, but what is it about? Basically, you catch an Abra, and from that catch, you also get a Taillow that you also catch. What do we need Abra for? Teleport. Let's skip a trainer. You know, you don't want to fight optionals. And then Talo is used for fly. So I'm gonna wait a little bit there. It's just waiting, like my nips are just hitting specific frames. And I'm gonna get this specific Abra right here. As you can see, my movement is really weird. You wouldn't do this without a manip. But yeah, this Abra is guaranteed to get in if I don't mess up. And I will not mess up, I can guarantee you. You can actually use a Pokeball there as well. The cluster is smaller though. This Abra is 20 frames in a row to get in. If you use a Pokeball, I think it's 11. And then from that catch, I'm gonna wait a little bit here. Boom, there you go. And I'm gonna get a Talo. This is a really common Talo that you get in this manip. There is a total of like 40 Talos, so there are a lot of them. There are like many of them, but some, like most of them, are actually repeated. This guy happens like 8 times. He's the one that happens the most. Not the fastest Talo, despite showing up so fast. There are faster ones, but I'm not gonna go through that. Yeah, basically, Abra to Talo, pretty cool. Pretty cool, honestly. It took me a whole fucking year to make this, so it better be cool. So yeah, run to walk here as well. A little bit more complicated. If you go one step over, your run is over. If you go one step early, your run is 1 in 8 to be over, because that spinner, that youngster to my left, that was, you know, before this fight, is 1 in 8 to spin again. And if they spin, your run is over. You cannot win that fight. I mean, you can, but it takes a fucking century, so you don't want to do that. Well learned, bide, memes aside. Yeah, Geodudes, you already know what's happening with them. Water gun, and they are down to the ground. So coming up, we have that fight that I was talking about. I guess it was not the next fight. This guy was first, but yeah, since we're in Torrent, which means that we are at 33% HP from our total or less. That means we're gonna get a 50% damage boost on our water type moves. So Water Gun is gonna deal more damage than normal, and that is enough to one-shot this Puchiano. We're going to be manipulating Torrent many times throughout the run, because it's just that useful, despite the quote-unquote risk that you go through at being low HP. Yeah, that fight is honestly free. However, if you're not in Torrent, he can use Sand Attack, and you don't like to see that because you might miss. Yeah. So since we got Abra, that means that we can go through. I mean, you have to go through the route again to get the Pokénav, otherwise you cannot advance in the story. But yeah, I'm gonna be okay. So what I just did there. Remember how that youngster was 1 in 8 to spin a little bit ago? Well, like 2 minutes ago. Well, Karen is 1 in 8 to spin there as well. But since the step, this is a bit complicated. Don't get too annoyed if you don't get it, because it's really intricate stuff that we do throughout the round. Yeah, like she's 1 in 8 to spin, so you have to pause to see if she spawned or not. If she did not, however, she will take another 32 frames to spin again. And since I explained this already, but the step only takes 16 frames, so I will be safe to pass there. What I do is waste 32 frames by walking, then I pause to see if she spawned within those 32 frames, and if she did not, I can just go freely. If she did, however, I have to do the pause manip, that's how we call that movement, again. Or I could just back manip, which is really slow. Yeah, so you need to go through this to get the ladder and the Pokénav. The ladder is probably more important, because if you don't deliver the ladder to Steven, actually, what even happens then? I guess you cannot advance for some reason. No, you cannot go through the story, because Briny will be like, did you deliver the ladder already? Yeah, and such. So you have to try the god cursed thing here, Pokénav. Completely useless for the run. We don't use it once. We just get calls. And it makes us go slower. Well, what can you do? So yeah, we're gonna teleport. That's why I entered. I forgot to mention this. Yeah, I entered the center in Pelleberg and just go out, like get out of it immediately without healing or anything, just for this, so I could teleport back with my Abra. I should have mentioned this before, but yeah. The shopping very straightforward. 3x attacks, 2x speeds, 5 repels. You want to do it in that order because that saves inputs. Which is why I didn't buy my repel first, which makes sense, right? Because, you know, it's closer. You will save inputs, theoretically, but the nature of the route will tell you that that's not true. What a horrible explanation. Yeah, if you say yes to this guy, your run is over. You have to fight him, and you don't want to fight him, basically. So yeah, we're gonna go to Duffer now, and it's gonna be great. We're gonna go through a dark cave while running without bonking once. Man, speedrunning is cool. Yeah, but first, let me stop the ship real quick because your dad is calling you. Yeah, again, poking out completely useless. We used to actually enter Duford's center instead of Pelleberg's when we didn't go for Abra, because I mean, if for that didn't exist yet. Just so we could Death Warp from Flannery, which is the 4th gym. We would just get poisoned on purpose, and then Death Warp to Duford, which is pretty cool, but that's not needed anymore. So yeah, this is the dark cave. This floor is not dark, but the next 3 ones are gonna be. We have to get to Steven, who is in here. Yeah, pretty. Like, I mean, what can I say about this? Just run, right? Just dumb bunk, lol. Use repels. I put my cursor on escape rope so that I can execute a small trick called L equals say menuing. If you were paying really close attention right at the start of the run, actually never mind, I never show this. I never show my options. But yeah, my options are set to fast, set, and what's the other one? Fast, set, animations off. And then I set my menuing to L equals A, so that I have 2 A inputs. So I will use from a GameCube, I will use L for A, and then the regular A button as well. If you do this, L and A instantly, they will register very fast, and you go faster. I mean, pretty cool. Exaron came up with this for the run. So yeah, this is a 27:08 sleep port time. It's pretty good. Not the best, actually. Having torrent for the Aquapuch is very nice. Also, I got a pretty fast bird. Some of them are slower. There are 40, so you will expect some of them to be slower than others. Not really much to explain about this part of the run. I mean, you just, there's a quick little thing I will mention. So yeah, we give the soft send to Mudkip in this menu, and I turn before I flash the menu so that I can kill the turn frame again. Saves up to 7 frames, just like bunking into objects. But it doesn't actually help for this fight. It will help, however, for the next fights. Most of them, actually. We're talking about like from 2 minutes from here to an hour. Maybe not an hour, but like 30 minutes. Soft sand is a really important piece of the route. We used to be March Time for this fight. Well, I got a crit there. This fight can actually be scary. I've died to it a couple of times. A smash stomp. I cannot speak. A smash stomp. There you go. You will just mud shot this Carvana, it will just die in one hit. But normally you have to take 3 turns now, and you are speed tied with it. So bite hurts, as you saw there. If you see bite many times, you might die, basically. He's only 1 in 4 to use bite though. So yeah, we get to level 16, which means we evolve to Marshtomp, and with him, we also get Mudshot, which we're gonna use a lot. Mudshot is a physical move, just like every single ground type attack move, rather. In Gen 3, that is 55 power, 95 accuracy, and it is guaranteed to make the opponent go 1 lower on speed, which we're gonna use for Rival 2, because otherwise we will not be able to outspeed Grovyle, and Grovyle has Absorb, so he deals a bottle of damage. We used to have Rock Tomb as well, very, very old route. We don't have it anymore. Supersonic Hit, very unfortunate. Hit Self, even more unfortunate. What can you do? But with this Lich Life, I'm gonna be in Torrent, so I can actually go for Water Gun here. Had I not have Torrent, this Zubat will not die to Water Gun. I will have to go for Tackle again. Why do you use, Water Gun instead of Tackle? Because Tackle can miss. It's 5% to miss. That's already a good enough of a reason. Consistency is very important for the route. But yeah, I mean, here you go, right? Again, if chat has any questions, this is a pretty good time to answer them, actually. Like, why is Sheer so good? Well, that's a secret. No, I'm not good. I'm not, like, I don't wanna be cocky or anything, because I don't have the rights to be. Well, I mean, I do have like a 230 and such, but really, that's not enough. We can always improve a little bit further, even if you think that we are at the pinnacle of our strength. I'm glad Jeremy, your Game Boy player, will be arriving today. Very nice. So yeah, Scott is very annoying. He's completely worthless to the route, but he just keeps talking to us. He's lonely. We register him on our Pokénav. Yeah, we have no choice. I will say no to him. But like, he really wants friends. So yeah. Now that Scott is gone, we can go to Route 110 and go onwards to finishing the game. Not many runs make it to here, actually. Not most runs, but some runs just die to Roxanne, or the first Aqua Push that would like to spam send attack and such. But this fight can go Ori very fast if you miss Mudshot, or if you get growled twice. Because if you get growled twice, this fucking mice just outspeed you, and they have growl. If they do it twice, then the Minun will live, and that's really slow. Well, I'm just commentating, Jeremy, really. Yeah, growl once is fine, though. Mainly because we gave our Marshtomp Soft Sand, otherwise this will be a range. I think. It's been a while. We just did not have Mudshot for this. Oh, not Mudshot, Soft Sand for this. You could just equip it, like, in the same menu where you repel to save the menu, but it's actually not worth it. And yeah, Caleb is basically the same as Isabelle, but actually easier, because even if you get growled twice, you will kill the Plusle that he uses as his last poke. Level 18 is also very relevant for that, which leads me to the next explanation, right? Levels that end in 0, 3, 5, and 8 are actually very beneficial for your damage output, because they have a damage boost. That's just math. Like, it's just how rounding works. Not sure how it works, actually. I'm not that good at video games. So yeah, Pause manip there as well. If he spins, I have to do it again. Whatever. Yeah, okay, well, those levels have a damage boost in them. That happened in Gen 7, and I don't know if it will happen in Gen 8. But, yeah, if you wanted to know about that, well, now you know. I guess. So, yeah, Slugma is actually a really troll opponent. Or, I mean, Rival 2 is a really troll opponent, actually. It's got Yawn and Ember. He's 60% to use Yawn and 40% to use Ember. And notice how he's using Yawn despite me being asleep. Good AI, right? This is actually not normally the case for Gen 3 AI, but this move is glitched. And no, not because he used it there and this category is glitchless, this run is invalid, that's really stupid. Yeah, nothing you can do. I will actually go max turns here on Slip. Pretty sure that was the 5th turn. It's to the 5 turns to wake up. Very unfortunate. As I said before, this run is not even that good for the early game. With stuff like, normally a good Roxanne time would be like a 17 flat or 1650 Roxanne, but I got a 1752. So that's not very good. And yeah, here's the Grovyle. We use an X speed and 2x attacks in order to two-shot it, and in order to outspeed after the mud shot. If you don't use the X speed, you lose this fight. You cannot win. He will just outspeed you, use absorb, and you will be dead. And this win goal never dies, unless you crit. I can actually go for tackle again and not use water gun, because he rolled 8 damage there. Or maybe it was 9, I think it was 8. Since that was a low roll, I'm pretty sure that was 8. And he does 8-10 damage. I can just tackle again because he's only 1 in 16 to deal 10 damage to me, so 6.25%. He could also crit, so the odds are roughly like 9% worth the risk because water gun is much slower than against Zubad because you have to go through it's not very effective text, which is almost 2 seconds. Yeah, very annoying fight as Jeremy is pointing out. It's a really rough one. Many runs died to it. Not the worst fight in the game, though. You're in for a treat. Exactly. Like, as Cypher is saying here, yeah, Tate and Liza is actually worse in that fight. But yeah, both suck. So yeah, like again, we use Torrent in order to one-shot that Magnemite. It's actually an 88% range, so it's 1 in 8 to live. But it's worth going for, to just avoid it's very effective text with Mud Slap. It's faster on average. So unless you can die, you should probably use Water Gun. His moveset is Tackle, Supersonic, and Metal Sound. Metal Sound is worthless. Tackle can kill you if you're really low, and Supersonic you already know. Yeah, we get Rock Smash here, a mandatory HM if we were gonna go through the game. Honestly. We will use it. We will use the move as well. In one specific fight, we'll get to that in like 30 minutes. The fight is Norman, the 5th gym. And here we go. So this is the main attraction, I want to say, to speedrunners for this game. Like, why would you play Emerald if not for the Mach Bike? Right? I think it's the main reason why people play Emerald. It is such a cool speed tech. Like you can do so much cool stuff with it, and the movement is very hard, as Jeremy is saying, which is actually rewarding if you get it. Like you just don't want to do it because it's hard. It's obviously a challenge, and challenges are fun. So yeah, the Mach Bike at full speed moves at 4 frames per tile. That's much less than the fixed 16 frames per tile when you're walking. Much less. And you can definitely notice that you need a lot of practice to not bonk or to not hit optionals, which happen a lot. I mean, my last record hit an optional, even though it was not while biking. So yeah, like Torrent here as well. Yeah, we have Torrent, we can just one-shot this Electrike without using Mud Slap. Mud Slap is super effective against Electrike, so that will be slower. Yeah, Sky Tower. Foreshadowing much. Sky Pillar was a bit unfortunate, but not that much actually. This run was overall very clean. Like, yeah, everything was pretty clean. Okay, so we center there for two reasons. Number one, we want to set a warping point to this city now, so that we can just teleport and escape a trainer this way. And secondly, we just center because that works very well with our PP. And we need really high HP for Maxi 1, which is a fight that's coming in roughly 12 minutes. I'm not even worrying about Watson. Watson is really easy in this game. Because he cannot touch us. We're ground type and he's not ready for those. Yeah, this fight a joke. Just Mudshot win. If you miss Mudshot, he will just double team though. That kind of sucks. You might miss forever. Hopefully not. Yeah, basically Wally is very angry that he couldn't. You know, he thought he was ready for this gym, but he's nowhere near. Just go home, Wally. Get a job or something. I don't know. And here comes Scott. Yeah, he was watching our fight. I'm just talking about this because there's really nothing to mention other than this trick that I do not get, I think. Oh, I do. Okay, so I hop down the bike there because it saves up to 15 frames to run into the door there. It says 15 frames. Why? Because you hop down the bike, and if you notice, the Mach bike before going to full speed goes a little bit slower first. The first tile it goes through after a stationary position is 16 frames, and running is 8 frames per tile. And you also save up to 7 frames because you kill the turn frame, which are 8 frames. That's a lot of numbers, I'm sorry. This game is hard, okay? I'm not joking when I say it's hard. It's really lots of information, but that's the whole point of commentating this run, right? So you can learn about Pokemon Emerald, and you can, you know, go through the run, have fun, have your snacks while you're watching it, despite there not being music. This is pretty awkward. I should just probably make music with my hands, I don't know. But I don't want to get copyrights fucking banned, right? I'm not into that. No thanks. Yeah, okay, so X speed, X attack in this fight. You X speed mainly to outspeed his Magneton because it's got supersonic. You don't want to get confused if you have the choice. And you just strip this fight with one shot after the X attack. Although the Manectric is in the 88% range. So 12% to leave, and that's really slow when that happens because he's got a Citrus Berry. And, you know, the Speedfall animation is also really slow. This guy is a troll. Do not miss my shot against him. Be good, please. Yeah. So level 23 is actually very relevant. As I said before, levels that end in 0, 3, 5, and 8 have a damage boost, which actually helps this in this fight a lot. Because now Manectric is a way more likely range. 88% is very high. You don't normally miss it, but sometimes you will. So yeah, what is this? 42, 43 Watson? That's pretty okay. That's alright. That's in pace for a 231. We actually end up having a 230 though. Because our late game was very nice. Well, part of it was good. We'll get to that. We'll get to there. Don't you even worry about it. Yeah, again, we're registering people in our Pokénap. And here we go. The first segment of the Mach Bike movement is right now. It's actually a really long segment. Lots of biking here. As you can see, we're going really fast. But we're going to do our best to not bunk. We're repelling this very specific tile. You'll see why in a second. And here's the first run to bike of the run. Not very well executed, actually. You can go higher there. and save some frames, but consistency is very important for run to bikes. So the repel works off here, and that's why we repelled in that very spot, so that we can wait for those double spinners. We go all the way down there and then up, so that we unload this spinner, and he needs 32 frames to spin again, as I mentioned many times and throughout the run. Yeah, that guarantees the pass. We repel here as well, go through this route, pretty cool. As a kid, you probably got a bunch of ash from this route. I sure did. And now we got the nugget, which we kind of messed up the movement. Whoopsie. But yeah, no big deal. And we bonk because we are really bad at this game, basically. And we shop a bunch of stuff. I'm not going to go through it. It's just things we're going to use for the run. Skip ropes, super repels, X items, a super potion too to heal ourselves. Like, what do you not know already, right? We're going to do it as fast as possible. This chopping is actually really good in this run. 5x speeds. You can go with 4, but I highly suggest. In fact, if I got 4x speeds, this run would have never been beat. Although it's a very optional thing. Hopefully I remember to point it out. Yeah, that NPC trolling me. Very annoying. Hopefully I point it out when we get to the part where that mattered. But yeah, okay. This route, hard movement. I think I got it perfect though. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, that was not perfect. But yeah, normally you will actually hop down the bike before fighting this guy, so that you could turn and kill the turn frame by hopping up the bike, so that the spinner that's, to the left of us is a guaranteed pass. But I couldn't hop down the bike because I'm really bad. This fight is a joke. It shouldn't exist, but it exists. So we should have to go through it. Just water gun, honestly. We just to be able to strength this normal, but we don't have strength yet with this route. Saves text, basically. And lag. So I'm forced to back manip this spinner. I think that's the first back manip. Well, the second back manip in the run to bike there. That guy has a lot of vision. If you go one step early, he will see you. And you don't want to be seen by an optional. That's a pretty cool run to bike, I think. Looks really flashy. And many more to come. In this section alone, actually, we go through, I think, 3 more. Maybe 4 even. It's 1. Actually, no, we didn't run to bike one of the spinners. The very next one we're gonna see. He's called Knob, I think. He's got them a chop. You don't want to hit optionals. You already know the deal. Want to go fast as possible. Do not bug. Do not hit optionals. Get good. TBH. So repel works off here. And I'm going to repel right away, because that means that I can pass him freely without him seeing me. He's not in time with 32 frames. And we do stuff. Yeah, extra step there. What can you do? You can take that movement in very different ways. Carry manip. Hop down the bike. Open the bag here. And just run the bike. Boom. See you later. And now we get strength from this very kind black belt. So these guys want to see each other and they cannot shatter the rocks, but we can because we have rock smash, and HM04 has strength in it, which you need to finish the game. And now in Aberlast you will just go to the right there and go down, but that means that you have to fight an optional. But with Abra, you can just go back here and teleport to Mauville, and you don't have to fight a hiker with two Geodudes and a Machop. So yeah, teach strength here to our friend Marshtomp. Move we're gonna use a lot as well, just like Mudshot. Maybe even more actually. We're gonna use it for this next fight actually. Yeah, Super Repel. We don't want to get encounters. What else is new? Like, is this even a commentary anymore? Of course it is. I bet you will, Jeremy. So yeah, Roselia's Shroomish. Sorry to spoil you the fight. Shroomish can be a troll because it's got its Effect Spore. Effect Spore can poison, paralyze, or put you to slip. You don't want to see that. That's slow. It's as long as you use a contact move, of course. Strength is a contact move, of course. So you could just mud shot the Shrimash, but I don't think it kills. It's also really slow. It can miss and just use strength, please. Shrimash is only grass type, so it's not very effective against him. So just use a ground type move. And yeah, the last run to bike in the run for this section, we're gonna see plenty of them still, but for this section, this is gonna be the last one. You'll see it in a sec. So we have to go back here. You might remember this. But instead of going to Fiery Path, we're gonna go to Mount Chimney. Oh, that's a bunk. Whoops. So there you go. That's the run to bike. You can approach it in many aspects. I bunk into the building there and then run into the building again to reduce audio lag. Basically, the game takes longer to load screens if there's a different track playing than the one that you go into after entering a building. So by doing that, I avoid that. Boy, I bunked there too. Holy crap, this was not very good. But yeah, yeah, the track is the same. You cannot hear it because, you know, this video is very high quality. But yeah, the track is different before entering the building. And we're gonna get to Maxi 1 in a second. Hopefully. Maxi 1 doesn't really kill you, but he can be a troll. Bite can flinch. It's a speed tie against the Mighty, and I will get to there, don't worry. Yeah, just a bunch of grunts really you have to find now. Not really anything to say. Just kill stuff, win the fights. Sounds like Pokemon to me, honestly. Yeah. Another bunk. Holy crap, I bunked a lot in this run. Oh, this is the Maxi 1. Interesting. Well, I wonder why. Yeah. Would you fight his grunts and then things happen? I wish I could just fast forward this, but I mean, it's part of the run, right? I cannot just do that. Did I change my name to my game to Pokemon Emerald? Game Pokemon Emerald, yes. Okay, perfect. Normal is the last poke for this grunt, Tabitha. We're gonna fight Tabitha a couple of times. In this run, maybe like 4 times, I want to say. Maybe 3. We'll level up to level 26. And something relevant to point out here is my HP. 53 HP or more means that we are above 70% of our total HP, which means that Maxi is 50% to use Sand Attack and 50% to use Bite. If we're below 70%, he's 85% to use Bite and 15% to use Sand Attack. You might say that it's best for it to be a 50-50, so you're less likely to get Sand Attack. That's not the case though, and this is why. We swap Abra first in first slot because Intimidate is very annoying, by the way. What we're gonna do now is swap our Super Repels down and then use a Guard Spec. What the Guard Spec does, if you're not familiar, is negate any status effect. Or, well, I mean, lowering effect towards you, like Intimidate, but of course we will not be in time for that. Sand Attack, of course, he does use Bite though, and it puts me below 70% HP, so he's very likely to use Bite again. This means that I have to fight to heal before Flannery, which is fine. No big deal. If you don't have to heal before Flannery, you will do another run to bike, normally. Also, you might be wondering why I swap Abra in slot 1 instead of Talo. Doesn't that, generate extra text? Because, Bite is super effective against Abra. Well, that's a good point. But it's actually faster to do that and then swap Abra back to slot 2 in the same menu where you teleport. You cannot do that with Talo, because if you do that with Talo, Swampert will be in slot 3 instead of slot 2. And that means that in the next fight you will lead with Abra, and Abra cannot fight. So what you do is swap Abra first into slot 1. He's in slot 1 now, but he cannot fight, so slot 2 will be in the fight instead of him. In slot 2 is Marshtomp instead of Talo. Alright, so yeah, we wait for this spinner to spin, and now we're gonna heal ourselves. Elixir 2, because might as well. You do need to elixir anyway. There I should have put my cursor on X attack so that we can L equals say and go faster. I forgot, not a big deal. And this puzzle, you just have to learn it, honestly. Nothing hard here, you're just walking. There's nothing challenging, really. Yeah. Flannery is a run that, not a run, a fight that can actually kill many runs. Obviously it doesn't do it in this one, but Torkoal can be a bit of a pest. It knows Attract, Sunny Day, Body Slam, and Overhit. Overhit can sometimes kill you, and Attract is very annoying, as you may know already. And Body Slam is 30% to paralyze you, sometimes leading to a death. Sometimes. I've died to that situation many times. This is one of the worst fights in the game, for sure. You don't want to set up a Numel. You do need to set up an X attack to two-shot the Torkoal and one-shot the Camerupt before that. So use an X attack here. Slugma can be a troll. Smog Miss is the best result though. Sometimes you will get poisoned by Smog, which in this case will be fine despite being slow. Sunny Day is very annoying because that means that Torkoal will not use Sunny Day. And you want him to use Sunny Day. Yeah. So Camerupt is 88% to die. If it doesn't die, it's actually pretty annoying because she will heal him. Not very cool. And Machad again is a two-shot. Sunny Day basically just gotta hit this. Machad now and you win. That's like the best fight you can get without critting Torkoal. Pretty cool. So yeah, because of this mid game, this run is actually picking up, despite the the bad early game. 56 Flannery means your run is okay, and as you can see by the timer now, we are well over that. It's 56, like a low 56. So this run is valid. This run is valuable. You should treat it as such, and not choke, or not play badly. After Flannery, in Sapphire, actually, I should mention this. In Sapphire, you can skip this cutscene, which is why Abra is not worth it in that game. Because that optional that you can avoid with Abra is not needed for Sapphire because the trainer has less vision. And you can skip this cutscene as well, because you can just die inside of the gym. But if you die... if you die inside of the gym in Emerald, you will respawn in Leverage. Not Leverage. How is this place called anyway? I can't remember what happens, but you have to go through the cutscene basically. I'm gonna repel in this very spot. You'll see why in a second. Desert Candy. All memes. Very good. Alright. We get the Desert Candy, which we're gonna use to level up to level 30. And now we sub Abra to slot 2, as you can see. And we can teleport at the same time. We don't have to go to Pokémon to just swap our slave to a specific slot. We can do it and teleport as well. Bonk there, unfortunate. Yeah. So the repel works off here, which is very nice. And that's the hardest movement in the game. Believe it or not, it looks really fast, but it's actually really hard to execute. I actually got it fine there, which is nice. If the repel works off there, you have 18 frames. 18? Was it 18 actually? Let me check. 19. It was 64. 98. You have many, but basically you have many frames to go through him, to go past him rather, not through him. That would be weird. Because you know the first mug bike tile is just 16 frames. What's up, beer? So yeah, you're safe to pass. If he spins, that's really annoying though. You will have to back manip him, and it's just really annoying. Okay, so we fight Brawly. I should have probably mentioned this first, but we fight Brawly as the fourth gem because we can. You can just skip Brawly up until Norman. We are forced to fight him now because otherwise Norman will not let us challenge him. So we're just gonna do it late so that the fight is much easier. Much easier. This fight is a joke. You just one-shot everything. But if you are Marshtomp at level 16, this fight is a nightmare. It really is. You have to set up a bunch. This Makuhita has a citrus berry, believe it or not. It's just really annoying. You die many times. It will be the worst fight in the game. But since we're so high level, such a high level rather, you can just one-shot everything. Strength does not kill Makuhita, by the way. It's a 65% range. So you want to use Mud Shot. It's very annoying if you miss because he's basically guaranteed to use Bulk Up, and that's just obnoxious. Bulk Up makes your defense go one stage higher, so Mud Shot will not kill at all. You will have to Rock Smash and then kill with Mud Shot. Very annoying. Just don't want to go through that. And now we go to Pelleberg. Back home. Well, not back home really, but back where our father is. If you didn't know, Norman is our father in this story. But before that, well, I mean, once we get to there, we're gonna candy, or rare candy, our Marshtomp to level 30. Which is very relevant because of, you know, EXP thresholds. Speaking of EXP thresholds, I did mention that I will tell you when the optional trainers mattered. in Roxanne's fight, I did not do that at all, my bad. But it's very important for the Rival 2 fight. You will be level 18 for Grovyle. You cannot win. You seriously need a specific speed amount, and it's just horrible. It's really bad if you are a level lower. Pretty sure that's how it works. And then you will not be level 28 for Torkoal, so you will not be able to two-shot, or it will be a range. You don't want to see ranges, like, really. Like, not at all. This split, though, the Norman split, is very annoying and kills many runs. I actually went in a 8 in a row loss streak not too long ago, months ago, but not too long ago. Mainly because of this fight. We used to go to the right in this gym. Notice how there are like 2 doors in every room. Not every room, but most of them, or at least the first one. Yeah, but now we go to the left because it's faster, but the fights are riskier. This is beautiful. Like we just saw, that strength crit kill is honestly something to frame. Because strength is actually a range to kill. And that spin that can really get annoying. It has Dizzy Punch, which is not the big deal. The big deal is Teeter Dance. Teeter Dance is the worst, because you are guaranteed to get confused, because it's 100% accuracy. And you cannot just heal the confusion, because that move, just like Yawn, is glitched. So healing the confusion makes no sense, because you're just gonna get Teeter Danced again, probably. Or maybe. It's not a good play. You have to go through the confusion. And sometimes you die. Or you could just heal yourself to fall, but that's really slow. Sometimes you have to do that, though. Tengu's there, very annoying fight as well. He has 65% to die, I'm pretty sure. Maybe 63. 60-something% to die. If he does not die, you can just get crit by slash. She normally uses Swords Dance turn 1, but she chose to use slash turn 1 there. And I was actually debating whether I wanted to heal before Spindo here. Because I do need to heal this. I need to be at full HP. Or just take one hit after taking his second poke out. I'm still not sure what the answer is really. Like, should I just heal here? Should I not? Should I heal in the fight? I chose to heal in the fight, but I'm not positive whether that's correct or not. I'm not sure. Jacob is asking in chat if it's Mudkip and evolutions until Rayquaza. The answer is yes. We're gonna be using the Mudkip evolutionary line for the whole run. Probably something important to notice as well. To note, I should say. It's very basic stuff, but I did say I will go through the basics. It's just so basic, I basically miss it. But yeah, we're gonna use Rayquaza afterwards. We're actually gonna manipulate Rayquaza, and that's gonna look really cool. You'll see what we're talking about. What's that, Jaquito? Yeah, okay, so the setup in this fight is +3 X attacks. And 1 X speed. X speed is very important to outspeed Linoone, to speed Vigoroth, and to speed Slacking. To speed everything, basically. Okay, so I get the range in this run. Get a crit. This is a 53% range, so it's not very light. I mean, it's basically a coin flip because you can miss Mudshot as well. And I take this chance to heal myself because, as I said before, I need to be at full HP or a little bit less. In this case, I'm gonna be a little bit less. Well, I'm gonna be at full HP, and then I can just use Strength to finish Linoone off because otherwise he will be 5% to live because I will miss Mudshot. So here's where we use Rock Smash, as I mentioned before, just to lower the defense of this Slacking. Rock Smash is 60% to lower the defense of your opponent. You have 2 shots or 2 odds, two dice rolls. I don't know how to call it, but yeah. If you don't get any defense falls for this fight, the fight is really slow. But if you do turn 1 or turn 2, everything is fine. You're 84% to get at least 1 drop. So yeah, this run actually got pretty good. I'm gonna show you in a second my splits. See, I saved a bunch of time on that Norman fight. As you can see, almost like 50 seconds. My PB had a really bad Norman, but yeah, this one does not. This one is actually decent. Not Trigger and Torchic. I mean, it just falls to the category of they are slower, right? Trico, it just cannot win against Watson. And Torchic does not have Surf. That's about it. Yeah, speaking of Surf, we're actually gonna get it now. From Wally's uncle or whatever he is. Maybe his father, I don't know. I have no clue. But yeah, we're gonna use Surf a lot in this run. Like, in every speedrun it has Surf and a Water-type main Pokemon. In a main Water-type Pokemon. Even Sapphire teaches Surf to Kyogre despite having Swampert with Surf already. So it's not just a move that you teach because you have to, otherwise you cannot, progress to the game. It's actually a really good move. It's not only really fast or really strong, but also really fast. Because Surf is only 4 frames, 4 letters, right? 4 characters. Compared to something like Thunderbolt, well, Thunderbolt will be worse for a speedrun because it's more letters and it's more text, so it goes slower. Surf is just an amazing move for speedrunning. So yeah, with Super Repel here, and we're about to see another run to bike. Hope you didn't miss those. Yeah, I'm not sure what this guy is here. Yeah, we use Teleport there as well, of course, after getting the candy. And this is one of the hardest movements in the game as well. We call this the Robbie Manip. Well, I call it the Robbie Manip, so you should as well. Because a big dude guy, or Robbie, came up with that movement. And why do we do it? Well, it's just so that the spinner, because that guy is a spinner, is guaranteed to phase up. And then you can just Bagman up. So yeah, bunch of bonk in here. Just don't look here. Speaking of epic, that guy he is. Yeah. Execution does get better though. In this part, I go perfect here, which is nice. Kind of makes up for the mistakes. But yeah, here you go. I mean, you're in the Water Institute. This is a pretty easy and chill part of the run. This Carvanha's died to mud shots, so nothing to worry about. You can miss mud shot, however, and they might use just normally actually very low in HP. Like you can be at like 5 HP instead of 33. So you're actually scared. You're actually kind of sweating if you miss mud shot. Not in this case though. You're really high HP. They will not kill you with crunch or rage, which is the two offensive moves they have. Yeah, bunch of fights. We could just do this fight as a double battle, but it's slower with current strats. We probably will in the future though. Do this as a double battle because it's just faster. Surf is just that broken. Like prior to Gen 5, I think it was. Maybe Gen 4. Did Gen 4 hit all the things in a fight? Like in a double battle, did Surf hit your companion as well? I can't remember. In Gen 5, I'm pretty sure it does. Yeah. But yeah, in Gen 3, it only hits the opponent's moves, Pokemon, so you could just do that for the double fight, but then like, it's actually not faster, because they don't die in one shot. Yeah, Jacob, I will appreciate that, because I'm new to this thing, to this commentary stuff. I'm enjoying it, although I'm really tired already. Should just leave, and leave this audio-less thing playing for YouTube. Okay, so pause manip here as well. Boom. Did he not move? Okay, you're free to go. If he spins though, right as you pause, you have to back manip. You have no other way around. You cannot run in this building, so yeah, it's not as easy. Shelly here is a little bit of a troll. I actually use strength here on purpose so that I heal myself into torrent. 33 out of 96 will be 36, actually. 36 out of 96 is not torrent, but 31 out of 96 is. Yeah, we do that as well. Okay, so it's at an 88% range. If you miss it, you are sometimes dead. But we do have a revive that we picked up a while ago, right when we got in Slave Bird. Although you don't want to use it for this. You want to use it for 10 analysis, you'll see. In roughly 40 minutes. Bursa, that's not very nice. IMO. So yeah, we got Cast Form. We name Cast Form because that's faster. Just like we name ourselves. But we do not name Talo or Abra because it's not faster. I mean, it's just a matter of calculating how many frames you go through with your Pokemon, right? To determine whether you name them or not. If it's not faster, you're not going to do it. If it is, though, you will. Yes, basically what Jacob said, except for Abra and Talo, which are not. I mean, they are used in battle, but only for Talo and Liza. Norman was pretty. It was nice, gassy. It was nice to defeat Norman. Okay, so Rebel 3, pretty easy fight, honestly. But the last Pokemon that he has is a Pelipper, and Pelipper knows Protect and Supersonic, so you do the math. Also, you're only 15 and 16. Only 15 and 16 to kill this Grovyle. And if you miss the range, which is 6.25 to miss, 6.25%, you are guaranteed dead. Because Leaf Blade always one-shots you, and reviving is no good because he's faster than you without an X speed. Once you die, the stat boosts that you get disappear. I'm not playing Clemmy, I'm just commentating. Yeah, double protect, very annoying. This fight is like just troll. It's hard to die on it, but it's just really troll. He could just protect there as well after missed. Not after the second protect. I don't think, at least. But no, I'm pretty sure he doesn't use protect more than twice in a row. But yeah, like as you can see, you're pretty safe as long as you hit the Grovyle range. And we get fly from Brandon for no reason. Pretty good. We can just fly now, yay. Well, not yet actually, we have to get Winona's badge. So let's do that first. But before that, we have to go through a bunch of stuff. Oh, also, quick nifty thing you do is hold B when you are going into tall grass after you hop down your bike, so that you run into the grass instead of just walking. It saves 8 frames because running is faster than walking. You don't even need to know anything about this game for that. Come on now, give me a break. And after this Kecleon, we're gonna see the hardest run to bike in the game. At least the hardest to me. It's pretty hard if you approach it the way I do it. But yeah. Kecleon, you don't even have to fight this thing. Like, you run away and then this guy says that your battle style is intriguing. Okay. Yeah, as you can see. Your battle style is intriguing. What are you talking about? It just ran away. Why can you run away from this fight? I don't know. I don't think you can ignore us, but don't quote me on that. So yeah, run to bike. Boom. Got it. He actually quick spun there. He wanted to see me, but he couldn't. And this is the movement that you go through here. This is why I have a specific split for this part, because it's so execution heavy. One of the best parts of this run. Yeah. Pretty good execution, actually, throughout this part. Yeah, my execution went from a bit bad, not really, really bad, but a bit bad to actually good throughout this run, so I cannot complain about it. Not many bonks. Run to bike here. Yeah. Your good old classic. Many run to bikes coming up. But before that, some fast manuing, hopefully. Yeah. Has run to slot 2. We get his Mystic Water. We also get Marshtomp Soft Sand. Marshtomp Soft Sand, sorry. Because we're gonna equip the Mystic Water in this menu. But before that, we're gonna teach Fly to Tailo. No move, move override, because he only knows 3 moves. That saves 7 seconds compared to Swablu, or level 8 Tailo, which you can get. So very nice. We teach Shockwave to cast form. We're gonna use that for the Carvanhas mainly. Actually, just Carvanhas basically. And then we're gonna candy twice to level 36 so that we can get Swampert. Yay. Swampert's just a fat chicken. He's very strong. Oh yeah, good point. Yeah, Jacob. What Jacob is pointing out is that I bike to Lilycove like for as least as possible, though, so I can fly to that spot later in the run. That's a really good point. That movement was not like meaningless. And here we actually executed a pretty cool trick, which is getting on the bike and then hopping down the bike again. That saves Audiolog, basically, almost saves half a second, which you should do. Like half a second is a lot of time, believe it or not. Yeah, okay, the execution on this part was honestly pretty good. Bunked once, what can you do? But yeah, overall, like a 9 out of 10 maybe. Very nice. Yeah, so more grunts. More chit chat, basically. I'm not sure what to say. Just mudshot stuff that you don't want to touch. Surf stuff that you can one-shot with, because surf is fast. So this thing you're gonna mudshot, but this incoming Zubat, you are going to Surf instead. Yeah, exactly, Jacob. It's just very basic things I just forget. So you Surf here, yeah. We're gonna fly to Lilikov, like, in a little bit, maybe like 20 minutes. Very important to do the movement like that. It's actually, yeah, I actually made an extra step, but like, just get to there, get that city warp point so that you can fly there. This is a double fight, the first one in which Castform will have a role. Yeah, we use A and A. We're gonna strength Puchiano first because he has Roar. You don't want to get roared into Abra, that's extremely slow, or Tailo for that matter. And then Carvana normally dies to Shockwave. Let's see if he does in this run. Turns out it does. It's a range though, depending on your stats. Stun Age, whatever. Yeah, Strength and Shockwave. Machad is 59% to kill Whalmer, but it's actually not worth to go for that because... well, actually, it's not... Maybe it's not a range without Safsin, but yeah, anyway. It's not worth going for because if you one-shot it, what's gonna happen is that Castform will use Shockwave for against Zubat, and that doesn't kill anyway, so... It's a worthless risk. And if you don't kill, then you have to see the speedfall animation. You don't want to see that. None of that sauce, honestly. So yeah, that's Mount Pyre for you. Pretty straightforward. Without Abra, we used to do Winona first and then this. Because you couldn't do what I'm about to do now. Get this candy. It's hidden there, huh? You didn't expect that. And now you teleport to Fortune, which is why we got into the center as soon as possible there as well. I thought that was not worth mentioning because you already know why we do that. So yeah, we're gonna fight Winona now. Winona is much easier in this game compared to Sapphire. Sapphire is just a bitch. But to compensate for that, quote unquote compensate, we go through different fights and more of them actually. We go through this fight called Bird's Double, which we're gonna, you know, do in a second. It's this one right here. And it's not as bad as before because we, Tyrant and Sinstar came up with different strats for this fight. But yeah, it used to be really bad. Yo, Reggie, this is not a run, this is a commentary of my past run. As you can see, I'm not playing. Yeah, it's actually really important that Castform gets hurt for Ten and Liza, so that these strats are consistent. I was really happy to see that Castform got hurt. Yeah, Shockwave on Pelipper, and then we Strength Pelipper, and we Shockwave Swallow. Pelipper can use Protect there, that's very annoying, but not the case here. It's only 25% to use it, because these guys have dumb AI, which should probably lead me to explain what that means, right? What does having dumb AI or good AI mean? So in this game, a trainer can either have good AI or bad AI. Bad AI means they're gonna use a move at random unless it's pointless to use it, like Shockwave against Marsh Stomp, because it's not effective. It will not have an effect on your Pokemon, right? Or if you're already confused, they will not use Supersonic. And good AI means they're gonna do a bunch of different stuff, like, you know, use the most damaging move if they have the chance. Use a setup move, turn 1 as long as you are like maybe full HP, I don't know. Or always go for the kill if they have the chance. That's good AI. This guy has good AI, Darius. But the other fight did not. What's up, Amiibo? Yeah, Amiibo is another legend for this video game. If you like Pokemon Emerald, you have to know the name. Yeah, okay, so you're meant to die in this fight. Unless you crit or he misses, right? This is a calculated risk. We're we're gonna revive our not the cat, our Swampert with the rare candy we got in Mount Pyre. And yes, you can revive with rare candies. And fuck no, it's not a glitch. I've heard that many times, and I still do not understand where they come up with this shit. But yeah, we're gonna do stuff here. And since I only have one potion instead of two, potion is actually relevant for the late game as well to manipulate Torrent. I'm gonna do a backup strat for this fight, which involves using an energy powder against Swablu, knowing that Winona has good AI, so she is guaranteed here to go for Aerial Ace to kill me. And that puts me a lower HP in order to get Torrent for the next section. So she's guaranteed to use Aerial Ace here. She is not guaranteed to, she's basically 50-50 to do anything here. She's gonna Aerial Ace again, which is really good. Like, getting Aerial Ace again is really, really good, because that means that I don't need to stall on Skarmory. Well, not stall. I will just use an X attack on Skarmory instead of Pelipper to get Aerial Ace from him. But he's 15% to use Sand Attack, just like Maxi was. That's really bad, because if you get Sand Attack and you miss, you go really slowly, obviously. But yeah, we're just gonna set up on Pelipper now. +3, so we can one-shot Altaria. Yeah, that's about it. Well, I mean, I should mention that Swallow can also use Perish Song. And Perish Song is really slow. Like, it's comparable to hitting an optional. It really is. I use Strength there instead of Surf, even though I told you Surf is faster than Strength because of the frames, because Pelipper is 2% to use Supersonic. And if she uses Supersonic on the same turn I Strength, well, basically, I won't have to wait for anything. I can just kill Pelipper. Now, Altaria is guaranteed to die. If you get Perish Song, however, it will be a 59% range, because you will have one less X attack on you, because you have to switch after the X attack you use on Swablu. And Swablu is the one who uses Perish Song. There's no way around that. So yeah, 125 Winona, as you can clearly see. I'll show you in a second. Pretty good. You normally want at least a 127. At least. 126 is probably recommended. 125 is very good. No, Genji, I'm commentating my 230 for YouTube. So yeah, we're gonna use Fly for the first time here, and Teleport will never be used again. Because we have Fly. Like, you might as well just Fly. It's just more convenient. Really good flying in this run. You can, like, yes, flying can actually, okay, I'm not sure why I stopped there, that was dumb, but yeah. Flying actually takes skill in this game. Everything takes skill. So I get trolled by this guy here, I just run to bike him. Really awkward though, you want to be careful with that, which is why I took it somewhat slow. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna go, we've been here before, right? But instead of going to Lava Ridge or whatever, we're gonna go into this secret hideout that these guys have here. Pretty well hidden, actually. You will probably miss this as a kid. I know I did. So we're gonna Super Repel now. You will normally Super Repel on the spinner that spawned on us, but since he spawned and he was gonna see us, we just run to bike him. It's faster and whatever. So yeah, bunch of grunts here. So please chat, entertain me a little bit, because I'm just gonna die of boredom. I mean, it's just not boring, okay? I'm explaining a bunch of stuff, and that's great. Well, before I do that, actually, I should probably mention that I don't use Surf here, despite it being faster, because our Surf PB is actually pretty tight. So you want to be careful with that. And I will also mention that one part of the movement in this segment is actually really hard, and you have to go really careful with it, because if you make an extra step, you hit an optional. with 3 Pokemon, like it's not just any optional. We'll get to there after this fight. Yeah, we use strength for this normal to not go through the, you know, serve extra text and such. Alright, so if you make an extra step right there, after these stirs, you hit that walk-in trainer, and you don't want to do that. I didn't make an extra step though. The execution in this part is actually pretty good. It's just worth taking my naps. Nice. Bro stuff. So we can actually just serve for this Zubat. You could just do it the other way around. So just serve against the Poochyena that we fought before and just strength against Zubat. But I do the other way around in case the game eats my input. If that makes sense. Yeah. So your strength if the Pokemon is... If you kill the Pokemon and there's no extra text, you serve if there's no difference. That's basically it. That's basically it. Pretty challenging movement for this part though. I get most of it fine. Yeah, another Baltoy, you just strength. Basically, we just to get a max survive from this you know, from this place when we didn't get Abra because the Manep didn't exist yet. But that's not needed anymore. It was a really risky strat because sometimes you will get the max revive to revive cast form at full HP so that it will tank a move from Tentalizer. But sometimes it will not tank that move. So sometimes you will just lose for that. Like from that. It's very unlikely, but it can happen. Happened to me plenty of times. Plenty. Yeah, so it's actually pretty important to check your stats here. The stats on cast form, that is. Yeah, and then Tabitha again. I did say we're gonna... Oh, I bunked there. That's unfortunate. Fast bunk, though. Doesn't matter. Smiley face. Yeah, strength normal, serve. I mean, what is there to mention about this fight? Nothing. I wish we could have music on. Fuck copyright. Fuck capitalism. Not gonna lie. And I cannot sing. I simply cannot sing, so I cannot just go ahead and sing throughout this part of the run. But you can just imagine. You can just put music of your own. Yeah, go ahead and do that. While you eat your beautiful snacks. While you eat your Kellogg's. Or Pringles. We love Pringles in my channel. Anyway, yeah. Okay, the fight is over. Thank goodness. And now we're gonna fight Maxi 2, which is just as boring. I mean, the only relevant thing on Maxi 2 is that you don't get crit. If you get crit, you die. That's about it. Really good movement, though, throughout this part. Not gonna lie. NGL. Not perfect, but, I mean, virtually perfect. Pringles are good, yeah. So, yeah, this guy is using a blue orb for Groudon. Clever guy. God, what's wrong? Yeah, I wonder what's wrong. Anyway. Yeah, this fight is not an issue as long as you don't get crit. Getting crit is about 9% because he will normally use wing attack, which is 6.25% to crit you, but he can also use air cutter. But he's also like 6.20, not 6.25, but less likely to use air color, which is 12.5% to crit you. He actually uses that in this run, and he can also miss. Air color is 10%, I think, to miss. Maybe 5% or maybe 15. I think it's 10. I don't know. But he didn't crit, so the round lives. Pretty unlikely to get crit anyway. And then, you know, good old Camerupt getting shafted by Surf. Good job. Yeah. Getting close, really close to the hardest fight in the game. Named Ted and Liza. So as you can see, compared to my run, we're doing pretty solid. I know I have a bunch of time save on the Juan split, which comes after the Archie split. The very last one before Champion. Well, on the splits, that's what you see. But yeah, we're gonna fly to Slipper now because, you know, plot stuff. What can you do? We talked to this scientist. Yes, very nice. You made a submarine. And after all this stuff, like, this is just the most boring part of the game. It's not even boring because, you know, it's Emerald. Emerald is not boring. It's not like Rocket Hideout in Gen 2. That thing is just tedious. It's just dumb. It really is just dumb. I cannot imagine doing a Gen 2 commentary because Rocket Hideout takes forever and it's just so dull. I get so much hate for that. Anyway, I don't care. Yeah, okay, so we fly to Lilikov now, which, so that movement that we did before pays off here. You can just fly, you don't have to go to Ford Tree and then go to Lilikov. From here, you can just fly to it. Very nice, you hop on the bike. And the rappel does not last enough to go through the water, so you have to risk some encounter tiles here. It's very unlikely you get an encounter though. Not super unlikely, but unlikely enough for this risk to be worth it. And here, as you may know, is where you get the Master Ball, which is what we used to use. You'll have to go down from here to get the Master Ball. It's 45 seconds to get it approximately. But we're not going to get it despite going for Rayquaza. Why? That's because we're going to manipulate the catch. We're also going to manipulate his stats. It's a pretty hard trick, so you really don't want to miss it. It's 4 frames for it to get in. And the stats are about 4 frames too. So I use Shockwave against Zubat despite Zubat dying here because the incoming Pokemon is Carvanha. And Carvanha should die to Shockwave. That's pretty fast. If it does. But yeah, Carvanha dies, beautiful. Well, this fight has nothing else. It's just grunts. Like, grunts are just so dumb. But yeah, this guy talks to you. I'm not sure why. Yeah, exactly. Filler on an album, on an anime. You know. Many animes have filler. I don't like anime, but that's fine. Let me make an extra step here. You'll hit that optional. It's never happened to me, honestly. Actually, I'm not kidding. But yeah, I don't know if it's happened to anybody. Will be very funny. Well deserved for that person because I hate them, probably. I just hate everybody. Anyway, more grunts. Yes. What we use is Surf, and then we win. Yay. Yeah, Surf and Powder Snow. Notice how I have 3 Surfs for this fight. We're going to use exactly 2 more. So this is all very well calculated, very well routed by those who made this route. But I'm not gonna talk about an anime. I'm very angry. Yeah, you bonk there. I already know why. Yeah, you basically know so much now about Emerald. Just think about it. You can just brag about how much you know about Emerald right now if you're watching this video. Like, your knowledge is honestly through the roof. You're basically a Pokemon master. And I know that was your dream as a kid. Yeah, one serve here, and then one serve for Golbat. Yeah, what's the masterpiece? I agree. Yeah. Serve on Golbat, he dies. Because we're in Torrent. Again, Torrent is extremely important for this run. If you were not in Torrent, you will not one-shot any of those pokes. Mightyena will be a 2-shot, and Golbat will be a 2-shot. So yeah, we get the Max Elixir here. We get it... Okay, this is a bit hard, but... we get it after being done with the hideout so that we can go down after teleporting back. Which means we save a turn frame. Yeah, just stick to that. You save a turn frame. That's good. So now menu time. We're going to use a Super Repel. The last one we have. An Energy Root. So we're going to keep filling our Swampert with drugs. And the Max Elixir we just grabbed. Perfect. And that's the last PP item we use in the run. And sometimes it's the last healing item we use in the run, but not always. So if that spinner up there are two spinners here. She didn't show up for too long, but well, okay. First of all, this fight is actually very relevant because you want to get hurt, you want to get hit by these Gyarados. Thrash is beautiful to see. Thrash is very nice because that way, this HP that I'm at right now, 95, is very good for Tate and Liza. Because you want to get into Torrent in the middle of the fight, and you do that by getting hurt by Earthquake. So yeah, I actually messed this up. You can actually just react to her, but weird stuff happened basically. What can I say? Ganja, nice. Yeah, okay, so coming up we have the hardest gym. Maybe not the hardest gym, but definitely the hardest gym leaders in the game. Just a bunch of grunts. Not grunts, but minions before we get to her. Or to them. Actually, did you guys know that Tate is a guy and Liza is a girl? But you thought both were girls, but no, Tate is a guy. So here we use strength on Kadabra. And I wanted to check my HP, which is why you see like numbers. If you press start or select in the middle of a double fight, you can check your HP values. I wanted to know because I didn't pay attention. You have to go through so much in this run that you sometimes forget about things. So yeah, I mean, you cannot really blame the runner for that. Level 28 on cast form, absolutely irrelevant, but I mean, EXP makes you go higher in levels. Yeah. Pretty cool, pretty fun. We have to solve this puzzle, and for that, we need to go through all of this. It's actually a really hard puzzle to figure out. But it's completely different in Sapphire, actually. It's just this gem just does not look like this at all in Sapphire. So Natu, we have the strength. We cannot serve any of these things because if PP was tied before, now it's even tighter. Like, using serve on that Natu is actually a choke. Potentially. You really need this many serves. It's really important. And yeah, like, if you avoid as many fights as possible. There you go. These are the last two fights before Tate and Liza. This Witch or Hex Maniac. I've never seen this spread before. I mean, I've never noticed it. She looks weird. You serve this Meditite because he doesn't die to strength, but that's it. He dies to serve and not strength. which is interesting. You will think it dies to strength as well. But it's range. And this currently is your strength. Yeah, that's about it. By a psychic. Hannah. She's called Hannah. Like Hannah Montana. Or Hannah Hilton. Wait. Okay, forget about the last name. Okay, don't Google that. Do not Google that name, please. Thank you. Alright. So now, last but not least in this gym, we have... No, you're not meant to say it. We have Taylor and Liza, and this fight is the hardest in the game, yes. Like, statistically. 75% to win, that's the lowest number for any fight in this game. And I actually make it even harder by pulling a really big choke that didn't get punished. I normally get punished by this, so yeah. I was meant to switch into Tailo there. Switching into Arrow is a really big mistake. Why? Because now the fight will last for one less turn, and I will not be able to be in Torrent unless Cast Form tanks an Ancient Power. But for that, Claylon needs to go for Ancient Power first. Okay? If he goes for Psychic, the run is over. All because of this mistake. Fortunately enough, you're watching this video because he actually went for Ancient Power, did not crit me, and did not get a stats boost. So yeah, we win the fight from here, but definitely a big mistake. Absolutely a huge mistake. I've seen worse mistakes, of course. Those that just cost you the game or the run. This one almost, but not quite. It happens. Like, you have to accept that you're a human being, okay? And I've been grinding this game for 3 years. So, like, I'm just fucking done. I don't care anymore. I mean, I did care, of course, but yeah. So, as you can see, I'm in Red Bar, and I'm in Torrent. Oh, by the way, this Lunaton is a 15 and 16 range. If you missed it, you're dead in this situation. Just like the Grovile before. Bravo 3 Grovile. Fortunately, we hit it. And now we're in Torrent, and we're gonna level up before the next important fight. GG, nice fights. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, okay. So as you can see, we're really ahead at this point. Minus 134. We're gonna lose some of that to the Archer Split because my PB got the best Archer Split known to human. Known to fucking mankind, but yeah. Not much actually. I'm gonna lose like, I don't know how much time. Mainly because I shopped before Taylor and Liza in my PB, but I'm gonna do it after. Here, saves the turn frame. It's just faster to do it like this. I forgot to do it in PB. That's a bit of a mistake, not much. Yeah. And now we're gonna go fight a fight that we call the community call True Double. But before that, yeah, like basically commercial break. A bunch of grunts. Grunts suck. I hate them. They kill the momentum so hard. On a commentary. I'm just realizing about this. Yeah, Baltoy strength. Guess what happens next? You kill the Baltoy. Baltoy is weak. Do not use Baltoy, thanks. But as you can see, we're really close to leveling up. Which is actually good. Because 29 HP is really bad for the next fight. We're actually gonna go into the double fight without healing. Because that way we keep Torrent. And okay, well, once I get to there, I'll explain everything. That fight is really complicated. There's a bunch of stuff going on. Like, a bunch. Like honestly, the AI in this game is really really complicated. This game overall, honestly, is really complicated. But yeah, my Diana, normal. Normal does not die to strength because you're a -2 attack, so you just surf again. You can also mod shot in case you need to use an extra surf on true double, but I found out that that's never the case. And if you have to use it, you can just strength. Like, I've never seen a situation where I had to use an extra surf and I couldn't use strength. So using mod shot is 50% to miss. Therefore, you probably shouldn't go for it, basically. But it's a viable. Like, I'm not coming up with any situation where that will be the case, but maybe there's one where it is. I don't know. Yeah, strength here. Again, our surf PP is very tight. So if you can use strength and it kills, you should probably use it instead of surf. Free fights, you know, like this is meant to be hard for kids because it's 3 fights in a row. And they actually ask you before going into this fight if you are ready. Them, of course, being the antagonists, right? You have to fight against these people, but they are so nice to you that they ask you before going in. Yeah. Are you sure you want to do this? They ask you. And if not, you just go back. And you can go heal with your 6 overpowered and busted Pokemon. You can heal them for this level 32 Baltoy. Yeah. That's... Thank you, Nintendo. Thank you very much. Yeah. Anyway, True Double coming up after this fight, which is already over, so no need to heal. We actually used to heal to full HP for this fight, but that is really slow, and it makes this fight way less consistent. Because you will just get scary faced, you will get like swaggered, you will get like a bunch of shit, basically. And what we do now is actually set up. You will just, heal to full surf, spam surf, every day, all day, spam surf. And we do spam surf in this fight as well, in this strat. But before that, what we do is use guard spec so that my Diana's scary face does not affect us. And obviously we're not slower than, Golbat, for instance. So guard spec, very important in this fight, which is why we get 2. So there's the scary face. They are 75% to use scary face and amnesia respectively. And then X special to kill stuff, basically. Yeah, scary face again. Very standard fight. You want to see standard fights. Focus energy is very fast. He actually withdraws my Diana in this case. He's only 10% to do this. If he sees Metal Claw. Like, if he sees Metal Claw, he's 10% to go and swap into camera up because he's 4 times resistant. Like, he 4 times resists that. That's good AI for you. Bad AI can never swap. I'm not sure if he can swap if you're under the effects of Perish Song. But, yeah. It's just faster. The name shows up for less frames, dark. And that's faster overall for the run. This is explained right at the beginning of this video. But yeah, Reflect is very good here. But not really necessary. Although you will see that it may have saved the run. Although probably not. I mean, I'm at 33 HP and Crobat will deal 28 to 34 damage to me. So it's very unlikely for him to kill me. But Golbat actually tries to damage me. And he does. So if Crobat or Golbat used an offensive move against me, I will be dead. And that's it. And he used an offensive move, but it wasn't Matang. So God bless Mother Nature. For, well, not Mother Nature, but God bless RNG. Yeah. Basically, I am forced to heal here. If I don't heal myself here, I lose the run. So let's not do that. I'm gonna heal myself with energy powder so that I keep torrent after this wing attack. And I know Metang is guaranteed to kill Crobat afterwards, unless he misses Metal Claw. But he goes for Psychic, so that's not even a consideration. And we win the fight. Yay. So, like, we're really close to the end of the run. Genja. Yeah, it was pretty spoopy. Pretty unlikely to die from there. Actually, really unlikely to see wing attack from there. You normally see mean look. But yeah, it was clutch. Yeah, Genja. Now we get dive. It's 50-50, Genja. We get dive so we can dive into deep water. And yeah, we need to do that in order to finish the game because we need to go into the seafloor cavern. And this menu, we're gonna do that, teach dive. Really good menu here. Really good, really good mashing. Over Mudshot. Mudshot is never gonna be used anymore, so might as well do it. And now we max repel. Boom. Yay. And here comes, like, one of my favorite parts of the movement in this game. Seafloor Cavern. You can do so much shit to go faster. It's honestly amazing. With the boulders and such, you'll see in a second. I'm gonna explain what I do. So, I face the rock there to save a turn frame. Right there. Otherwise, I will be facing right, and I want to face up. If I face up and I just go up, I save a turn frame, so that's pretty good. Yeah, okay, so I hop down the bike here so that I can run towards this little spot, and then I hop up the bike again so that I can bike through this boulder to the other one, push that boulder, bunk here, run into bike there, and then hop down the bike again so that I'll avoid some audio lag. Okay, now I hop up the bike again, hop down again so that I can push the boulder while running, which is faster than just the first part of the acceleration of the muck bike. We're on here. This puzzle is a joke. If you don't know how to do this puzzle, I'm sorry, but it's a joke. And we do the bike flash technique here to avoid some audio lag. I bonked there because I'm bad. But yeah, we bike to these boulders, then hop down the bike, and we push them. We push. You actually can just bike to this entrance now, but I've never practiced that, so I don't do it. Same goes for here. You can just bike to these boulders. It's actually faster. Really hard though. Extremely hard. I've never practiced it. If I ever go back to this game, I think I will do it perfect. Like, I will try to do it perfectly. So now, we're going to use a max repel, and we're going to put our cursor to energy powder. Why energy powder? Because of the setup that we're going to do against Crobat. It's very important to be in Torrent for this fight, because Archie leads with a Mightyena. If you don't have Torrent, Mightyena will not die. And if Mightyena does not die, it will probably use Scary Face. Scary Face makes you slower than Crobat. Well, you're always slower than Crobat, but you X-speed first. It's just like the X-speed will make no difference, and you will always be slower than Crobat and Sharpedo. So it will be way slower, like almost a minute slower, something ridiculous. Because you will have to take so much care. So now what we're gonna do is energy powder, so that he hits us into Torrent by the time we are done setting up. Hello, Ryu. How you doing? So X speed and X special is the setup for this fight. Air color can crit, yeah. So we can, wing attack. What can you do? Yeah. We're in Torrent, and you can just surf twice. You can surf Sharpedo despite not being very effective. It will die because Sharpedo is made of paper. Really weak defense-wise. Yep. Last surf, as you can see. I told you that the PvE was very tight. You cannot just spam surf everywhere. Just spam as much as possible, though, to be fair. Yeah, 158 10 Archie. I'm pretty sure that's the fastest time we've ever seen. Don't quote me on that, though. Maybe Xarion's Archie was faster, actually. I don't know. So a bunch of shit is going on now. Bunch of raining and such. My odds of finishing the run from now are 91.7%. Okay? Now that we're done with Archie, the biggest run killer, Tenaliza, is gone. And now we're actually not gonna use Swampert anymore. Other than to catch Rayquaza. But from now on, Rayquaza is gonna be the star. And the Rayquaza we get is the star, alright, because it's the best one in the cluster that you go for, because you get different Rayquazas. Some of them are brave, some of them are quiet. One of them is quiet, one of them is brave, adamant, and two of them are brave. Brave is plus attack nature, that's all you care for. Quiet is not, but plus special attack nature also is also good, although slower. Like, you really want one of the braves. And in my last PV, I actually made some mistakes while surfing my way to Pacific Log. But in this one, you'll see my execution is not great, but I don't make any serious mistakes. So yeah. This part is actually pretty hard. You have to practice this. Despite only being surf. Like, surfing is pretty easy, but probably not for me. So once you see the trainers, 2 down here. Once you see these trainers, 2 up here. So that guy doesn't see you. Now the repel wears off. Okay, good. And yeah, I wanted to go careful there. I didn't want to hit her again, basically. Yeah, a bit, clunky, but I mean, we saved the round, I guess, because I was actually about to hit her. Not really, but I wanted to make sure, because I bumped into the rock, and that's not normal. That's not what you normally do. So, yeah, I didn't want to bonk into her. Or not bonk, but run into her. No thanks. I'll gladly take the 2 seconds time loss. So, yeah, we surf all the way to there so we can fly to Pacific Log. Similarly to how we do it with Lilycove. Way back in the run. Yeah. There's no, of course, surfing to there is not meaningless. That's the whole point. We want to be in Pacific Log so that we can summon Rayquaza and then catch it. So a bunch of cutscenes now. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Basically, Groudon and Kyogre are fighting for their lives or whatever. Surfing. It's raining. There's a bunch of... The sun is very bright. It's just complete mess. Climate change, my dudes. It's just climate change. Believe it. Anyway, so now we're gonna go to this very secret cave where there's literally nothing. There is Kyogre though in Sapphire, but in this game there's fucking nothing. And we're gonna talk to Wallace. We're gonna tell him that we need to go to Sky Pillar because apparently we know that. I'm not sure how, but we know that we have to go to Sky Pillar. And we're gonna summon Rayquaza, blah 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 blah. Bunch of blah blahs. Just story parts in speedrunning are dumb. There's some biking in this place, but I've never practiced this. It's really easy. Do I bonk here? Please tell me I don't bonk here. Okay, thank goodness. I was like, am I gonna bonk after saying it's really easy? No. Thank goodness. Indeed. Yeah, okay, so Wallace is like, do you know where we have to go? Of course we do, because we've been speedrunning this for a while now. So, we can use the repel and the escape rope on the same menu here, which is handy. Saves about 4 seconds. Compared to not doing it that way. And now we go to Pacific Log. Or Pacific Log? What? I don't know. We surf for a little bit. The smoothing is very specific. You're really close to hidden optionals if you don't do it right. Pretty hard actually. Despite surfing. Like surfing in this game is not even easy. And we go into the sky pillar, but it's not the hard sky pillar yet. This one is actually really easy. Don't need to practice it. There is need to practice the other sky pillar though, as you'll see. I do practice it though, to be fair. Just like bear that in mind. Yeah, okay. Well, as you can see, the sky pillar is piece of cake. Piece of cake. They probably did it this way so that casuals could complete the run despite not having the Mach bike. Yeah. You bunk into the door there to run into towards the stairs to save audio lag. You already know the deal. That's every time you see that kind of movement, that's the only reason. Okay, and now we fly towards Satopolis, the hardest fly in the game actually, from Skypillar to Satopolis, and I get it perfectly. Ah, Sheer is so good. Okay, and this cutscene is very unique because there's actually RNG in it, which is really idiotic, but that's the case. So you see that Groundon and Kyogre are fighting and such. Now Rayquaza will show up, but once everything is done, you'll look at the sea, right? And the rain will be falling from the sky, and it's RNG based when that rain will stop. The sooner it stops, the faster. But yeah, it's RNG based. It's really stupid. You'll see it in a second. But first and foremost, yeah, Rayquaza doing its stuff. Yeah, fucking shoo, get out, go back to your caves. Jesus is here, basically. Okay, so now, right, Rayquaza is, being loud again. Flies away, and you see how the rain is falling, right? From the sky. Well, in this case, I get a pretty fast result. Not the fastest by all means, but like maybe 3 to 4 seconds, right? It's actually pretty good. That's the first fly I mess up. Very annoying, because that fly is actually not that hard. But yeah, it can go up to like 13 seconds or some shit like that. I actually don't know the exact numbers, but yeah. So we go back to Skypillar, and this time we're gonna catch Rayquaza. But you might be wondering, Shiro, how are we gonna do this? We don't have a Master Ball. You forgot the Master Ball, Shiro. What are you doing with your life? Patience. Patience. Please, patience. Okay, so here's the strat, right? This is how we're gonna catch Rayquaza. We're gonna not bonk, apparently. Okay, I thought I bonked there. Okay, we're gonna do this fine. Bonk there, though. And in this floor, this is very important. You have to fall. Okay, boom, you fall. Okay, whatever. Big deal. Not actually that slow of a fall, honestly. But you don't want to fall. Okay, yes, very nice. You repel here, whatever. Actually, you'll an encounter tile, I think, there. You might not be able to get encounters, though, here. I have no clue. Yeah, pretty bad Skypillar, like, just no shit. But now, okay, in all seriousness, what we're gonna do now is manipulate our stats and the catch. So, to do that, we need to save before Rayquaza. And restart the game as we start another timer. You cannot hear it, you cannot see it. There's no need for that, honestly. For those who are more experienced in the game might be wondering, why didn't you save earlier to avoid all this wait, right? Because we were waiting right before Rayquaza for a while. Well, that's because that messes up with the RNG. And it makes the maneuver not consistent. We have to wait for a long time here to get to the part where we can catch Rayquaza. So be patient, please. By now, we should be under the back. There you go. Alright, we're still a Pokeball. Not even a Great Ball. Doesn't matter. It's actually the same odds. And will it work? Oh, one shake. That's pretty good. 3 shakes. Hold up. It actually got in. Yeah, correct frames, Ganja. It's way harder than seconds, actually. And I saw 229 HP, and that means money. Because this is the best Rayquaza you can get from the cluster. I tell the right one with the beeps, you know. You cannot hear them right now, but I normally use Flow Timer, which is a program that uses an audio cue in order to just hit frame specific stuff. It goes beep, beep, beep. On the last beep, you have to press the input. And if you did it right, yeah. I was about to say that. Yeah, okay. Alba is very proud of herself. As she should be, because she was the first one to point out that we should do Rayquaza Man-up. We're talking about fucking 2017, okay? This girl, she's just ahead of us. She's like, her IQ is not human possible, but she has it anyway. Okay, she doesn't even speedrun the game. She doesn't even speedrun at all. But she was like, why don't you manipulate Rayquaza? Right? Just manipulate the stats and manipulate the catch. Well, there you go. It was her idea. Yeah, Hollow is obviously a genius. Like a really, really genius, yes. Okay, so now we use Rayquaza throughout the whole run. Throughout like 20 minutes. 21, unfortunately. Of the run. Okay, and you just to actually use Outrage on this Kingdra instead of Fly. But Fly is faster because if you use Outrage, you have to YOLO a Confusion turn or heal your Confusion, which is really bad. Celio dies to extreme speed, you don't need to fly that. But Kingdra, you do need to fly. It does not die to extreme speed. Also, you cannot just set up an X attack on Love Disc because it uses Sweet Kiss, and Sweet Kiss sucks. Now you can just Outrage though, because only 2 turns, and you're guaranteed to win the fight. So here we go. As you can see, the time save is gonna be pretty ridiculous. My gold is kind of fake because my gold didn't go for the Rayquaza Man-up, so it saved time on this, but not overall. Time save is gonna be like 42 seconds or 43, so that's quite a lot. Pretty good, pretty good. Anyway. Yeah, okay, so got all the badges. Now we can go to the last part of the game, which is the Elite Four and Champion. Alright. Of course, falling here while doing the puzzle will be horrible. No need to ask that. So we fly to Moss Dip. And yeah, we go to Evergrande City. But before that, we go through a little bit of a menu. Right when the repel wears off, so it's gonna be like, yeah, now. Okay, so yeah, boom. Air Lace. We teach Air Lace to Rayquaza. It's a really good move for him because 20 PP is quite a bit actually. It's Stab. Stream Speed only has 5 PP. That's really bad. Yeah, not good. And we teach Waterfall to Rayquaza because we do need to teach Waterfall anyway. And there are 2 issues. The first one, well, actually 1 issue. March Tomba already knows 4 HMs. So he goes from 0 to 0 basically. Instead from 0 to hero because he fucking becomes an HM slave. He was so glorious, but now look at him. Big shame, big shame. Big shame. Anyway, yeah. Waterfall we're gonna use anyway. Like, it's actually a useful move. We're gonna use it against the likes of, you know, Magneton, which, like, steel types suck, basically. And this Victory is actually pretty good. I'm not normally good at this part of the game. I was basically bad the parts of the game where I'm good at, and then good where I'm not like, okay, I bunked there, but that doesn't, like, you know. I'm normally bad at victory road, and I actually get a pretty good victory road in my PV. So yeah, this fight, Wally, not really epic like in Noras. It's just Pokemon trainer Wally sent out Altaria. Yeah, okay, let's win this fight. Yeah, I mean, you're level 70. This fucking normies are level 45. Do you know what's gonna happen? I can tell you, they're gonna fucking die. It's not gonna be pretty. It's gonna be an absolute carnage. Like level 43. What are you doing? Waterfall to the dung. Boom. See you later. Right? Like waterfall for this guy to Magneton. Yeah. Level 41. Like I don't even know what's going on. See you later. Not even close. And then we just outrage on this Roselia. It's not pretty. It's not pretty. It's honestly pretty gross. And Gardevoir will die to outrage as well because this is not Gen 6 plus, so Gardevoir is only a psychic type. Yeah, it's not pretty. But yeah, we win the fight pretty clearly. You never get hit in this fight unless you have to fly against Altaria and you get extremely unlucky. But you never have to do that now because you manipulate your stats. Back then, we will not manipulate our stats, and that will suck because that will mean that you had to fly some stuff that you didn't have to normally. Okay, so yeah, bunch of I don't even know what to call these things. Like they're just worthless pieces of junk. These people with Roselias and Claydolls, you have fucking Shenron, okay? Like it's not pretty. But yeah, okay, this part, okay, in all seriousness now. We get to the victory road and we did this without flash, of course, so you kinda have to muck bike in the middle of the dark. Pretty scary stuff. We're gonna do it anyway because we're just this good. Look, no bonks. Who needs to bonk? I don't need to bonk. Yeah. There you go. Boom, boom. And we want to fight this girl as close to her as possible. Of course we do it. We're just that good at this game. She's got a Claydol. Claydoll's gonna die. You could use Aerialize against this Claydol, but despite it being one less input. But Outrage is actually basically mandatory because Aerialize PP is pretty tight. Not as tight as Surf, but pretty tight anyway. Yeah, an extra step there, no big deal. What you really don't want to do is fucking bonk. Bonking sucks. This is not live, Reggie. Yeah, Remix is pretty bad. But yeah, level 71 here just to make sure that we got the right request as 262. Attack is really high. As high as you can get is 264. Conehead. Yeah, it went really well with Remix. But yeah, like not much to say here. That Ninetales could have used quick attack. That's obviously slower, but that's it. These fights are honestly irrelevant. What's relevant though is the Elite Four, and we actually lost quite a bit of time to it. Our Elite Four was pretty bad. So yeah, Waterfall. And we do the last run to bike in the game here, in the dark. The very last one. It's pretty gross. Yeah, I didn't know if I missed it there, so I just made super sure. Just in case. But yeah, we flash our bike there again just to save those juicy frames from the audio lag. And yeah, we're almost done with the victory road. Dumb bonk there, whatever. Who cares? Yeah, this is the last fight in this place, actually. This guy only has a Cacturn in Sapphire, but they added a fucking Pelipper in this game. And that's not very nice, because Pelipper has Protect. Which really sucks. I fight Wally, but I already fought him. Remix. But he does not use it in this run, so good for me. He's like 75% to use. Actually, I don't know. Never mind. I don't know the odds for this one, but he is likely-ish to use it. He probably uses Ice Beam instead. Bonk there, just, you know, to make sure that we're dumb as bricks. Yeah. Powers off, whatever. And now what we're gonna do is deposit our Pokemon. Yep. Deposit. Everything except for Rayquaza. So that the, you know, Hall of Fame anime cutscene is faster. Yeah. And we're gonna fight the first Elite Four member now, which is Sydney. He can be a troll if your special attack is bad, because Absol could leave a range, could leave a waterfall range, but not the case. It's not going to be the case here because the special attack is actually very good with this Rayquaza. So yeah, you waterfall the Mightyena, you waterfall the Absol. It's great. What can I say? It's just great. Aerial Ace here on Shift Tree because it doesn't die to waterfall. Obviously, it's, you know, it's a grass type Pokemon. And then we outrage the last two. I really need to use the bathroom. On a side note. So I cannot wait for this to be over. It's gonna be great. I'm not gonna do ball strats while in a commentary. I'm never gonna do that, in fact. Yeah, 70 is enough, honestly. But yeah, as you can see, Gold Split, boom, yay, we saved 10 seconds to our Gold Split. That was an insane split. 920 Sydney is really, really, really good. So yeah, pretty good. Okay, so Phoebe, like, this fights are a joke. Like, I know they are Elite Four members, but like Sydney and Phoebe are an absolute joke. We're gonna use our first X attack on Rayquaza in this one though. It's gonna be great. Yeah. She likes to spam Protect like everything, like every Wingull in this game. So we can use Fly, even though we can miss. She actually uses Protect again, but she misses. So that's good. Getting double Protect is pretty unlucky though. That's gonna make me lose a little bit of time. Just Aerial Ace, Outrage. There you go. I didn't say hi to String Flow, by the way. Hello, String Flow. If you're still here. Baynad. Yup. Down to the ground. Well, we need that X attack, by the way, for the second Dusclops. It doesn't die otherwise. So Outrage and everything dies. Yep. That's it. So Phoebe's over. Again, bonking into her just to save those frames. And now Glacia, Glacia is free too, but with the setup I got, I was 5% to die to her. Because if I missed Fly, I would have died. Because I got Ice Ball turn 1. You normally see Hail, although Ice Ball is faster than Hail. Especially if it misses. Actually, it might only be faster if it misses. Never mind. Kinda sucks, actually. So yeah, Ice Ball, there you go. It doesn't miss. So we'll get hurt, and that's enough damage for me to heal. Before Champion, because Blizzard will just kill me from here. It sometimes doesn't kill, though, to be fair. Yeah. Yeah, we cannot outrage here though, because Walrein will not die to it. What? And I mean, I realize it's like a 65% range. You don't want to do that. You want to just fly. Because if you miss the range, you are absolutely dead. And if you miss fly, you're dead too. But I didn't die, so you already know why. Very good job hitting that fly, my friend. I am glad you did. Yep. Very nice. A gold too. Like nothing. You can see it if you wanna. If there's a gold there, but like 0.7, pretty dumb. Alright, and now Drake. Now, Drake is just so easy. Like, all he has to do is not use fucking Rock Tomb turn 1. That's it. But I always get Rock Tomb turn 1, and I'm so done with it. I am so tired of seeing Rock Tomb turn 1. So will I get it this run, I wonder? Please say no. Psych, you thought. I do get it, which means that I need to use that XP that I mentioned a while ago that is basically optional. I need to use it here. Had I not used my XP, this run will be dead. Why? Because, well, everything outspeeds me. I will just get demolished. Like, its elements will kill me with Dragon Claw. And he uses Protect again. I just hate this fight. It's really easy, but I just get trolled. It's so annoying. Please, can you stop trolling me? Thank you. Yeah, fuck Shelgon, alright? Yeah, I lost like 15 seconds to this fight. So really, really, really annoying. My gold split for this fight is bad. And I've been running this game for 3 years. It's so ridiculous to even think about. This could have been a 229 had they gotten a perfect fight here. And Bliss miss. So if Wailord missed Blizzard, that's just really fast. But yeah. Kendra, pretty cool. Now lose time to this fight. It's just so dumb. This fight is stupid. I swear to God. I should have saved so much time to that fight, but of course I didn't. I check my Pokénav here because, I mean, why not, right? And yeah. You heal to full because otherwise you die to Blizzard. I will not die to Blizzard, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, Gilga, that's a very safe guess. Gilgamesh. So yeah, champion time. I mean, this fight is dumb too. Like it's like this fight was meant to stall you, and make you die slowly or whatever. I don't even know what's going on. But yeah, you need to use an X attack here. Rain Dance, it's he's very unlikely to use Rain Dance, but if you get it, you just go. Like, get out of here. Do not crit me with that fucking Blizzard. No thanks. Although, you could just set up your second X attack on that turn. I just didn't want to die. Not on that phase. No thanks. Not on that pace. So just aerial ace everything. On Gyarados, you set up an X attack. The reason why you would want to use another X attack on Wailord is because Gyarados will use Dragon Dance turn 1, and that really sucks because Dragon Dance is actually really slow. But yeah, Gyarados comes out. He has Intimidate, so you have to X attack again. Otherwise, you're not one-shotting Gyarados. Yeah, and Dragon Dance. After Dragon Dance, he outspeeds you, and he will use Dragon Dance again, probably. Or Surf, maybe. It's just really, really slow. But okay, he uses Surf in this case. But yeah, definitely faster than Dragon Dance, I'll tell you that much. Dragon Dance is the slowest thing ever. And yeah, Ludicolo. At this point, the run is over. This run is over already. Like, it's just easy clap. It's just easy clap. Alright, beautiful. Yep. Kudos to you. Thank you. Alright, there we go. That's the Pokemon Emerald 230-25 PV commentary. I mean, it's not over yet, technically, but it basically is. Thank you, Dark. It basically is. Yeah, if you've got any questions, Chad, I can answer them if you want to. I think I covered everything. I probably missed a couple of things, though. But yeah, like Hall of Fame, as I said before, I deposited my pokes. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Shotgun is 25% to use Rock Tomb, and then 80% to hit, so it's roughly 20% to get fucked. Very annoying, but happens. And it's every time, yeah, basically. So yeah, Rayquaza, the star of the show. Fuck Swampert. Although Swampert just carried so much weight. Yeah, we betrayed him. So hell yeah. That's the commentary for this run. You don't need to wait until the end, but I'll do it just, because why not? I mean, my conclusion for the run is that it was overall very well executed, despite the fall in Sky Pillar, despite the bunks in the Maxi 1 split. I think everything else was very solid. There was no major mistakes. Talon Light's, fight you could consider a major mistake. It probably is. But it didn't have any consequence on the run. So, I mean, why consider that a major mistake when you can just be like, yeah, this was fine. Yeah. Manebs were first try, every single one of them. That's very nice. That's probably mandatory from now on. In Pokemon Emerald, I don't think you can live. Maybe second try Mudkip you can do, but you probably don't want to mess with that anymore. You could do, like, you could just fail the Mudkip Manep and just go for it again in the same run, but yeah. You probably want to do first try Mudkip from now on, and first try Breakaways I think is mandatory. Maybe not if your pace is ridiculous, like 228 pace, low 229. I've been in that pace before, but the runs have always died. You're only 10% to finish a run in Emerald. Well, 9%. So it's not likely. It's not likely. But yeah, other than that, I think this run was very good. I am proud of it. And I am happy I got it. Unfortunately, I checked the Pokénab before Champion, so I lost a little bit of time to that. Maybe this will be at 2:30:22. If I didn't do that. Dumb mistake. Your brain is all over the place, though. At that point, because you're so close. You just want to get done with it. Like, you are so done with everything. You just want to fucking get the time you were going for, because this was my goal, 2:30, and I finally got it, so I cannot complain. Yeah, I mean, thanks to all the producers for this game. Yeah, executive director Satoshi Tajiri, thank you very much. Executive producer Satoru Iwata, executive producers again, I cannot pronounce that name. Yeah, thank you very much. It was my pleasure to play it, to speedrunning, and to fuck it. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys. See you around.